Yo, what is up, everybody? Back again. Y'all already know
Hey,
what
Nell,
it is.
play that shit.
Oh yeah!
Oh man, this man got the background.
You already know, man. Get that money, man. Get that money. Take to the house. Ain't no easy money. Easy money. Well, it should be easy money, but like
Look,
I
knock
said,
on wood, knock on wood.
Look at the rookies we drafted. We got Dean and we got Davis. Two from Florida. It doesn't get better than that shit.
yeah, put that shit up.
As Ricky Bobby said, if you ain't first,
You're
you're last.
Exactly.
Second place is at 2.
Definitely gonna make up for it.
Trust me. I need a sports podcast, man. I need it. We out.
Final score of today's game, Chancellor. We have co-MVPs this evening, so give a big round of applause from the East team.
Welcome back, everybody. Long time no see. Your boys are back. I need a sports podcast. Been a couple weeks off. Adult life is lifing. Everybody got work. Everybody busy. But we're back in action. March 30th, Thursday night. We just got crushed by Astros loss before we started recording this. So shout out to the Stros for playing us opening day. But yeah, man, this weekend, Final Four kicks off Saturday night. It's only about 5-6 games left in the NBA playoff race. Right now, I think they said the MVP odds is like dead even between Embiid and Joker. So we're gonna talk about that too. But we got a lot to talk about. We missed a whole lot. Like I said, March Madness Final Four this weekend. We had a little group bracket tournament for some money. The tournament was over last weekend because nobody in the group had any of these teams in the Final Four. This tournament has thrown us for a loop, man. 16 seed FDU beating Purdue, Florida Atlantic in the Final Four. Man, it's been a while. Right, Kansas State, little baby, had they run until they got shut down. But yeah, man. With March Madness almost to its end, what's been y'all's biggest surprises so far this tournament? Obviously, like number one, we can easily say like FDU being Purdue because nobody saw that. But other than that, what's been y'all's biggest surprise from the tournament so far? Yeah.
Oh my God. Man, my biggest surprise is really just seeing all of these one seeds not even making it to like first time ever not making it to the Sweet 16 or
The
like
Elite Eight.
Elite Eight. So like just seeing that, like just blowing my mind. Then seeing Bama lose to San Diego State, that was surprising. Man, it was a first round, whatever. It was a crazy pretty much a game winner, whatever. Furman versus Virginia. That was a wild game. That Clark kid literally threw the whole ball away. It's like, kid, what are you doing? Like, just relax. You got somebody right there to your
He could have called
side.
timeout.
Could have called timeout, and he just threw the ball away. Furman took advantage of it and hit down a big three to basically win the game for them. And so yeah, man, I'm gonna go with the 1 seeds not being able to make it to the Elite Eight. Then I'm gonna go with Furman beating Virginia. And then obviously, we got FAU. Surprisingly, like this got to be the biggest surprise of all time.
But,
Seeing
I
them.
mean, it is, but at the same time, because so for y'all that don't know, since we have been gone, I was in Nevada the week the tournament opened. I bet on Memphis first night to beat FAU. And I actually had Memphis in my bracket making a surprise run to the Final Four. So it really could have been them there if they would have just won that game. But FAU, I think they like the sixth best team in the country for 3-point percentage. And they really got a full team. Like, yeah, it's a surprising Cinderella run because they're FAU, but they really got a solid ass team and they can shoot the lights out. So props to them. It could mess around and be a Florida championship, them versus Miami. Little dog versus the big dog. And I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
What about you, Chris? What's been your biggest surprise so far?
Definitely the 1 seed thing. I did not think that was gonna be a thing. I had Alabama going all the way in like three of my brackets. But in all honesty though, I'm really not surprised that the tournament has went this way. Because like even during the season, we saw so many 1 seeds like lose during the season. Like I think Purdue was like the first. And it was just like I was like, yeah, nobody's like extremely good this year. So I just can't imagine how that's gonna like play out in March. And here it is, like it's showing itself. So I'm not too surprised with the update. Well, I mean, with the updates, with the upsets, but the 1 seed thing did throw me off. I was for sure Alabama would have made it all the way. I was shocked that Kansas losing. I'm not gonna lie, that threw me for a loop.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Fortunately, we lost our coach. I still don't know what happened. They said it wasn't a heart attack, but something with his heart. He had to have surgery. So he didn't even coach I think he didn't coach the Big 12 tournament either.
Yeah.
And so we thought we were gonna get him back the first weekend. That didn't happen. I'm literally on my flight back to Houston. Right as we take off, I see us lose to Arkansas. But I knew he was gonna lose 5 minutes into the second half because our bigs both got 4 fouls just being stupid. And it's like, bro, sometimes just watching these kids play, it's like this is the most frustrating thing ever. I don't know how these college coaches do it. But for me, the biggest surprise is I think it's officially time to say the like one and done era. Not that that's done, but like the one and done era of college teams actually being competitive is over with. Especially with NIL now. Now it's the land of can you get some senior transfers in that are really good, that have played, that have all the experience. I mean, maybe they're mid-major or low-level D1, and then they come to this big program, and then now you got a solid team. And if you look at the Final Four teams, you see it's nothing but experience. On Miami, I know they got Nigel Pack, who I think the Sweet 16 game versus Houston, he had like 7 threes on 10 attempts. He transferred from Kansas State when they hired Tang. They thought, Kansas State was going to be last in Big 12 this year. Obviously, they weren't. They just had their Cinderella run come to an end. But he transfers to Miami. He teams up with Isaiah Wong, who's been there. They made the Elite Eight last year. My Kansas boys took them out, so they had all the experience right there. Florida Atlantic, like, I'm pretty sure 3 of their 5 starters all were another D1 transferred in, and now they're a Cinderella team, but there's some talented dudes over there. So, I mean, that's my takeaway. And now I think I even just seen something. They're now trying to, I think, instate a rule where they're not gonna let people transfer more than twice now without it not affecting them. So like since NIL came out and they changed the transfer rules with COVID and all that, players have just been able to transfer, play immediately. now they're saying, if you transfer more than 2 times after that, you're probably gonna have to sit out a year. So it's not gonna be complete portal mania, but it's complete portal mania in college sports right now. I think literally the day after we lost, or like 2 days after we lost, 3 players were already in the portal saying they transferring because they weren't getting any PT. So I know we got now it's up to 5 for Kansas. We got 5 scholarship players still on the roster from the team this year. We got 4 incoming freshmen, and there's still 3 scholarship spots that are gonna be fulfilled by the transfer portal. So transfer portal going crazy. College kids, and I mean, it's kind of I want to be pro player because I know how it is, but at the same time, it's kind of like don't nobody stick around no more and thug it out and like, yeah, I'm not starting this year. I didn't get many minutes. Let me just go work on my game and prove coach wrong, and then I'll come back next year better and get a better spot on the team. No, I don't play. I'm out, and you see it a lot with some of these McDonald's All Americans, and now it's about to create a problem where you got McDonald's All Americans from the previous years that might go to a big school. They don't play. They enter the transfer portal. Well, now college coach like, well, why would I go get a new freshman when I got this freshman in the transfer portal who's probably really good, has college experience, been in a program for a year or two. I'm gonna just go pick him up. And now you got, some of the young talent that's coming in. Now they out to dry. So it's about to be a whole dilemma. It's going to be interesting to see how the NCAA handles this because they handle things so well, as we know. It's going to be funny how they come down on players for this. But that being said, it's time for the Final Four predictions. You know what I'm saying? I think we'll have a recap podcast, and tomorrow we're supposed to be heading to the Final Four experience because Final Four is in Houston, our hometown this year. So we're going to go check that out. But who y'all got winning the semifinals, and who y'all got winning it all Monday night?
Mm, I don't know. I think we all. I mean, I don't know. Like, y'all can speak for yourselves for sure, but I think we all kind of rooting for Florida Atlantic. Honestly, I don't see how San Diego State made it this far. Surprised me personally, but hey, they here. I think the game that people are going to be paying attention to the most, that's probably going to be a good game, is going to be Miami versus UConn. I think to a lot of people, UConn is probably their pick, and I wouldn't blame them.
I
I
wouldn't.
think yeah, and I think for a
I
lot of
think
people, Miami's a good pick too. Like
that's
they some dogs.
tough because
That's a tough game.
UConn has beat everybody by double digits in this tournament. I don't even know if y'all peeped that. They whooped everybody, but Miami got experience, and they clearly don't go down easy because
They
we
don't go
thought
down
UT
easy.
had them with
Yep.
10 minutes to go, and then we look back up at the screen, and here Miami comes, and they take off. Sorry, Kim. I know that's a sore. It's okay. You seen us get whooped by Arkansas, and Coach took his shirt off in the round
That
of
was
32
crazy,
game,
bro. That was Pat Bev level, bro.
only to get smacked by UConn the next week. So, but it sounds like you got Florida Atlantic versus San Diego State. Is that what you
Yeah,
got?
I got FAU probably winning that game, and on paper, I think UConn is the pick, but I like the underdogs. I like the dogs. You feel me? And I want that Florida matchup. That's gonna be a cool little. It's gonna be grimy. So I'm gonna take Miami and I'm gonna take Florida Atlantic, and then I'll probably take Miami to take it all.
Okay, okay. What about you, Kim? What about you? What you thinking? You
I'm
about to fade
thinking
Miami for the rest of the tournament? Is that what you about to?
I definitely am fading Miami for sure. I'm gonna go FAU and UConn. I like I said, I'm rooting for FAU, man. Um Crazy story to think about. When you think of Florida Atlantic, you don't think of like just, a sports college or whatever, pretty
Mhm.
much. But yeah, I think they can handle San Diego State pretty well. Like you said, I don't know how San Diego State got this far, but I mean they beaten past 2 games. They beaten some solid teams, but I think FAU can handle them. And with the Miami UConn win, I mean it's going to be a very close one because like you said, Miami they don't give up. They play very very grimy too. So I mean, like UConn, if they have a big lead on them, they're gonna have to like keep on, putting a put on their necks or whatnot and keep it on there. But I think UConn can get it done, and I think they can beat Miami. And I got FAU and UConn in the chip.
Okay. For me, I got FAU as well. Like I said, I just watch the team every game, and like that is a really good team. You don't end up they currently 35-3. You don't win 35 games and by luck. You're a good basketball team if you win in 35 games, no matter what conference you come from. Like I said, they got great guard play. They got great bigs. Um, you know, their center is like 7 foot golden. And then when he goes off, they bring in Rosado, who's like got great post moves. And they they just get the job done. They got solid defense and they come back down the court and they're not afraid to take and make big shots. So I think Florida Atlantic is gonna beat San Diego State. San Diego State's got great defense. That's what's really gotten them there. They can get stops, but they can't score to the level of Florida Atlantic. So I think that's gonna bite them in the end. And then as far as Miami UConn, man, I want to take the dog Miami, but I don't know. That UConn team is really good. Like
They
Oh,
are
yeah.
really
they like I'm sure it's been wonderful to be a UConn fan this tournament. It's literally been no sweat whatsoever. They literally have whooped teams from start to finish, and there's no nervousness or anything because it's never even a close game besides tip off when it's 0-0. Um, they got what's his name, Adamo or whatever, the big man. He's
Yeah.
good. Their guards are really good.
they're long, like they're lengthy, bro. Like
Yeah, and
it's
I mean,
crazy.
I don't think, at least from what I've seen this tournament, I haven't seen anybody shoot better contested threes off the dribble than Hawkins on UConn number 2. Like, he's a bucket. Like, he'll
He's a
get the
bucket.
ball, the dude will be guarding him. He'll just take one dribble, step back. Like, he's hitting pro level shots. And these are shots for a lot of years college coaches wouldn't even let their players take. But that's how much the game has changed. And he's knocking them down. So I think UConn's gonna be able to get a win. It might be tougher than what they've had to face this tournament, but I think they get it done. And then also, I mean, if history is any marker for what can happen, the last 2 championships for UConn they've won in the state of Texas, and the last one was back when the
Wow.
Final Four was in
That's a
Houston
crazy stat.
in 14.
Wow.
So
Okay, Bryce.
whatever
Come
they
with the
do when
Wow.
they
facts,
come
boy.
down here, they be getting
That's
it
crazy.
done. San Antonio and Houston. That's where they've won the last 2 of them. So who knows? Maybe Miami could put a stop to it, but I'm expecting a really good game on both games. I know people are saying like, "Oh, well, Miami UConn gonna be the better game," but I wouldn't be surprised if FAU and San Diego State is a really good game as well. But yeah, I got FAU. I'm gonna go with UConn. FAU versus UConn in the championship. So, and just for reference, y'all, the Florida Atlantic 3-point underdogs at San Diego State. Miami is a 5.5 dog at UConn. So, hey, if you believe in Miami, that's a lot of points to take if you think it can be close. So, take it there. But like I said, UConn has won every single tournament game by double digits. Like, I can just read you off the numbers right now, too. The first game, 24. Next game, 15. Next game, 23. Next game, 28. That's I don't I mean, I don't have the stat readily available. I don't think that's happened before that a team has went on to a championship by beating everybody by double digits in the tournament run. So that's crazy right there. But I'm swinging to Cam first for his championship pick Monday night. You had FAU versus UConn as well. Who you got in that matchup?
I got UConn, man. I think UConn pulls it off. Like I said, them guards are very long. The whole team is very long, honestly. But they play tremendous defense. They coach very well. I think it'll be a close game, but I think UConn pulls it off. I think it'll probably be like a think it'll probably come down to like a last shot or something like that, and and they'll win it or whatnot. But like you said, man, these guys have been playing out their mind this whole tournament, beating everybody by double digits and stuff like that. I mean, they beat the hell out of Gonzaga. So I got UConn.
Okay. What about you, Chris? I think you had Miami versus Florida Atlantic, Battle of Florida. Is it the
Miami.
underdog you taking Miami?
Yeah, I'll take Miami. I think it's already crazy enough to choose Miami over UConn. So, I'd be crazier to say Florida Atlantic over Miami. Though, as we've seen this whole tournament, anything is possible, which is why I want to be the first one to say that Miami is going to be UConn.
Okay. No, Miami, they're a tough team. When we were only talking about their guards, but their bigs are really what carried them in the UT game. That Jordan Miller dude, he literally played a perfect game. Like it got some coverage, but I don't think it really got enough coverage that it deserved. That man really went 7 for 7 from the field with 27 points. And like a lot of those buckets was pretty tough in times when Texas was starting to run away with it, and then Miami needed a bucket, and he would just go get it, and there was nothing they could do about it. So I don't know. Like Miami, all their starters can go. Like they all had double-digit points last game versus UT. Their bench is that's where it's kind of iffy. I don't know if they'll be able to hang with UConn, like on that front, but they starters, they can go. For me, I had UConn versus FAU. I don't know, man. I said what I said about UConn, but give me the Cinderella. This team, I think this team just goes through and just silences everybody.
That's for sure.
In today's game of basketball, you need good guards and you need people who can knock down a three. Yeah. They have both of that, and then on the back end, they have 2 7-foot bigs that can play great defense and can get a bucket as well. They come down with boards, push the ball up the court, and they get shots up. If they are the matchup with UConn, I think it's gonna be a really high scoring game. But I think Florida Atlantic can really mess around and be like the Cinderella team who wins it. I think they're a 9 seed. Yeah, 9 seed. No one saw coming, winning the tournament. Hey, man, I can see it happening. And then, of course, it's probably already done. They're just not saying nothing. But if they win the championship, the coach is for sure gone. He's probably already gone for a new job because that's just always how it is. But, yeah, man, I think Florida Atlantic in a crazy Cinderella run, nobody saw coming, but 35-3, and they done beat some tough teams, and they got senior level guard play everywhere. Give me the underdog. Give me the Cinderella. That's what I'm going with. So I got FAU. Chris got Miami. Cam got UConn. I don't know.
That's crazy.
Y'all got 3 different picks. Y'all want to put a little wager on
it?
I'm down to put a wager on it.
How much y'all want to put on it?
We can do like a little. We can do a pool, and then just winner take all.
Okay. And watch, we're gonna do that in San Diego State. Gonna win it.
But that'd be insane.
We're gonna send a check to Vegas then.
Yeah, no, we could throw like a cool little 50 in a pot. Winner take all.
God damn, bro, why y'all gotta do
it? Come on, we grown now. $50 ain't nothing.
Jesus. Yeah, we'll talk about it after.
Yeah, we'll talk about this. Wow, but yeah, man, that's some March Madness breakdown for you. We were meaning to try to get an episode out, but like I said, we were just too busy. But yeah, we've been still tuned in with March Madness. Like I said, we had the bracket group. And really, I can pull that up and just tell y'all a little bit how that went. The person who won our bracket had a total of 620 points. I finished
so bad.
I finished in dead last with 350 because all my 3 of my Final Four teams got knocked out in the first weekend. I had Kansas, Memphis, and Arizona. Who lost to Princeton. So, Yeah.
Yeah,
I forgot about the
that game
Preston.
pissed me
Yeah.
off, bro.
Forgot about Preston. They going crazy too.
Yeah. So literally from the weekend one, I was like, oh, my stuff is in the garbage. The only hope I had was Texas advancing to the Final Four to give me some more points before it was all over with. And then they sold. Everybody else in the group picked either UH or Alabama to win. And then one person had Arizona. So the person who had Arizona, I think that's your friend Caden, Kim, you were saying, that really sucks for them because they actually had a decent bracket everywhere else. But because Arizona lost, it knocked them off.
It knocked them
Yeah.
off bad, yeah.
And then the winner of our bracket had UT winning. So that's why they finished. But it was the farthest they could get. So 620, that's what won the bracket. But yeah,
That's
man.
crazy.
That,
All
that's how
because
fair.
he had UConn in the Final Four, bro.
Well,
I had Alabama, Duke, Texas, and Kansas, bro.
Yeah, let's see what I had.
Duke is so dookie.
I had Duke losing round one. I had
Hmm?
I had Maryland, Tennessee, UH, and Arkansas.
Ain't no
yeah.
way. You didn't think that bracket was going
Who?
to
I didn't think who.
Maryland?
Bro, I thought Maryland was finna go on a crazy run.
Yeah.
Shoot, I had Arizona in the championship actually. I had them beating Memphis and I had them in the championship versus us.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And shoot, I said I had Memphis in the Final Four. I had them beating Purdue in the second round. And then once FDU won, I was like, oh cool. All Memphis got to do is beat Florida Atlantic. They can get past FDU easy. And Kendrick
Nope.
Davis sold me on that one. So
Oh yeah, that game was funny.
yeah.
It's Final Four for you.
Yeah. I was hesitant to pick Alabama because Alabama was cursed from the start. Every
I
time
just
the number one overall seed get it, they usually don't make it. I think the last team
I
to win it
couldn't
was
see
like
Brandon Miller
Louisville.
not walking out with a chip, bro. Like I
They
just knew if
just
he was gonna lose, he was gonna shoot that.
they just shoot way too
Way
many
too much. Like
threes.
they literally
Way
live
too
die
many.
by the three. Like if
And
they
it's like I know the game is changing, but like they shoot like ridiculous, like a crazy amount of threes, and it's like okay, like
relax,
yeah, like
and
All you gotta be is off one game. You off one game, that's your whole.
it's over
exactly.
with.
That's honestly what's been messing them up like these past couple years. They just been dying by the three, living and dying by the three, and they just
Yeah,
that one bad game just stings them. Yeah,
that'd be the SEC in general too. If you feeling like sometimes
yeah.
Tennessee was like that a couple years ago.
Yeah, shoot, Kentucky losing to Kansas State and Calipari. I mean, the little guy couldn't be stopped. Marquise Noel killed him all game.
Hey, I tell you this: if Kentucky don't at least make it to like the Elite Eight or Final Four next
Oh,
year,
he got to be gone.
he gotta go because they got four of the top five guys in the nation next year
Oh
coming in.
yeah.
So if they if he don't at least make it to the Elite Eight or Final Four, he gotta go. It's time for him to go.
Yeah. Speaking of, I'm gonna add some of that footage too. I was at the McDonald's All American game the other night, where one of those commits, DJ Wagner, got MVP, and that was kind of out of nowhere because I went with Jr. and I was messing with him because he talking about DJ Kentucky boy, like he finna go off. He had like 2 points all the way through, like halfway through the third. Then he just ended up going off in the end and bringing him back and had like 21 or something. But yeah, if they don't do anything next year, and I don't think they will, because like I said, the era of having all freshmen and being dominant in
That's
today's college
over.
game is gone. This ain't Calipari's game no more, unless he wants to revamp and start, actually trying to get transfers and build teams again. But I think that would have to be at another school. I think it's got to be over with Kentucky because they haven't really been relevant since 2015ish. I want to say.
That was De'Aaron was in
Well, no, I guess that was with De'Aaron. That was 2017. So yeah, they was good then. But I was thinking 2015, back when they last made the Final Four with a book, and then when they
oh
was
yeah.
undefeated and then lost to Wisconsin. But other than that, yeah, no, it's been a disappointing last 4 or 5 years for them for sure. So yeah, but that's enough of the college talk, man. Let's get to this NBA playoff race. LeBron is back. First game back, they take an L to the Bulls. And they get their get back yesterday. So Lakers currently sit in the 8th spot, right below Minnesota in the 7th spot, who they play tomorrow in Minnesota. Man, and really, Golden State's in the 6th spot at 40. Phoenix, LA Clippers 4 and 5 with 41 games. OKC is in 10th with 38. Dallas is the first team out right now with 37. Everything is still in play with about 5-6 games left, depending on the team.
It's crazy.
It's literally win or go home, man. So are the Lakers gonna be able to close out strong? Because I want to say they're gonna be able to, and every time we think they will, they lose. They have not been over 500 in like 2 years of basketball. Granted, obviously, I know they've had like one of the worst injury bug histories with AD and LeBron now, but it's literally you can't make any excuse anymore. They have 5 games left. They sit at 38 and 38. They're gonna have to play Minnesota. They got one more game against the Phoenix Suns, who, unless something happens with them, they're gonna have KD most likely. Can they get it done, Cam? Can they get it done? It's your team.
Cam.
Oh, you know I'm gonna say him. Yeah, of course they can get it done. I think these next 6 games or whatever, they got at least go like it's crazy, but they're gonna have to go like 5-1 or like a 4-2 to at least be safe and good or whatnot. This Minnesota game, this is the biggest game of the season for them. I've been telling y'all this. They must win game. LeBron got to treat this like a playoff game, like a game 7 playoff game. He gotta go all out for this game. AD gotta show why he's been a bucket the whole year. He has to, do good or whatnot. But even if they do like lose this game or like drop a few, I feel like they'll still make at least like the 10 seed because I don't see Dallas. Dallas is not like going to sneak up and get in there. I don't see Dallas. No, have y'all seen them play, bro?
I've
have
seen them
not,
play.
like,
That's
I
fair,
have.
but they're only one
They're only
game back.
one game
That's the
out.
Yeah.
problem. So you
Yeah,
can't.
they
Oklahoma
only-
has a really
for-
tough schedule ending the season, bro.
For sure, they only
Tough for them, not just in general.
for sure they only one game back, but the Lakers look at least better than better than Dallas. At least
They do,
at least look better than Dallas.
But at the same time, Dallas last 5 games, they got the Heat on Saturday in Miami. The Heat look awful. I saw something. I can't think of dude's name, but he's one of the analysts on ESPN. He was on JJ Redick's podcast like last week. They were talking about watch out for the Heat making a secret run at the playoffs because Jimmy Butler going in the mode. No, Heat suck. We said that from the jump. They're awful. Then they got the Hawks next after that. That's a winnable game. Got the Kings at home. Kings are a good team, but it's just going to be a shootout because the Kings can't play no defense. They got the Bulls at home and then the Spurs. So the Mavericks, even though they've been playing bad, I don't see it happening, but they could easily mess around and go 5-0 to end the season. It's very doable with that schedule. The Lakers, on the other hand, they got Minnesota tomorrow, the Rockets on Sunday. Now, the Rockets should be an easy dub, but as we seen a week and a half ago when they were looking like they might make a push for the 6th seed, AD, we won't play them on a back-to-back. It's the Rockets. We got no problem. The Rockets mess around and whoop them, and then they're back fighting for their lives in the play-in. So they got them. Then they got the Jazz in Utah, who are still alive technically, so that's going to be a game. Got the Clippers, who, just by virtue of them being the Clippers, it's probably going to be a game because they can't never beat the Clippers, it seems like, since LeBron has came. Suns, I know the Suns don't really play good defense as of right now, but they did get KD back, and he'll be in a groove, I would assume, by then. And then they finish the season with the Jazz. Lakers gonna have to come with it, man. I want them to come with it, but they gonna have to come with it.
It's tough.
They fumbled. They needed to win a couple of these other games they had no business losing. So this wouldn't be as daunting of a task. But
I'm gonna tell you right now, the Lakers are better than all those teams.
I don't disagree with you. But will they play better than them?
The Suns too?
Yeah, they're better.
Yeah,
They're definitely
they're
deeper and
deeper
better
than
than
the
the Suns.
Suns.
For
Now,
Oh,
sure.
will they be
bro.
able to win? Because D Book and KD could easily have a
Yeah,
masterclass game. But as far as the
it's gonna be
rosters, they're
tough.
The
deeper.
Suns ain't been really closing out games that well.
Well, that's because they haven't had KD and they traded everybody way for him, so they didn't have nobody. KD, he can erase some of that defensive where they're lacking on defense. He can erase some of that on the offensive end by just getting a bucket when
Getting
they
a
need it.
bucket. Yeah.
So that's where it's scary. But yeah, no, I agree with you. They're better than all those teams. But I'll tell you right now, you were saying, like tomorrow, LeBron got to come with it like it's game 7. Man, this whole season rides on Anthony Davis. I don't care.
Yeah, for sure.
If Anthony Davis does not shoot at least 20 shots in every game from here on out, Lakers are done. If he shoots 20 shots in every game, they got like a 70% chance of winning. He needs to dominate, and there's no reason he shouldn't be. There's nobody they're playing. They don't have a player that can guard them on any of those rosters. But
Exactly.
will that happen? I don't know. Because I bet them versus the Bulls the first time, and this man AD had 8 shot attempts in 36 minutes of basketball.
It ain't make sense. Should
Coming
never
right,
happen.
coming right off the game where Darwin Ham literally said, "Yeah, man, it was my fault in the first half. His dumbass coach wasn't calling plays for him. They fed him the ball in the second half, and he went off for like 36, I think. Get to the Chicago game and 8 shot attempts. Like, come on, man. And I'm sorry. I think it might have been Shaq or somebody I was listening to. It's to the point now. AD need to just be like, even if Darwin Ham called a play that's not for him, AD need to wave them off and be like, no, I'm going to the block, give me the ball, and get out the way.
Yeah.
Like, it should just be that simple sometimes. Like, our guy is better than your guy. We gonna let him try to get a bucket. It gotta be that sometimes. But I don't know if I can trust it, man. I don't know if I can trust it. What you think, Chris? You think the Lakers, are they gonna be able to finish out strong with that schedule?
I,
I thought he had froze.
no, bro. I'm just looking at the seeding, right? They in the 8th spot. They got a really tough schedule. But then you look at the teams underneath them as well. You see the Timbs. That's gonna be a tough game, but the Timbs ain't really all that. I wouldn't be surprised if they lost a few of their season-ending games as well. Pelicans, I mean, they up right now 21-17 against Denver, but I can see that going south soon. Like you said, the Mavericks, they got a pretty easy schedule coming up to end the season. And OKC has a pretty tough schedule. So honestly, Cam's like they need to go 5-1, but I feel like if they just go like 3-3, 4-2, because I feel like the teams around them in this seeding is really going to determine what they see going to be. And so you don't really got to finish strong, unfortunately, in the West. You don't have to finish strong to have a good position. Yeah, I mean, they could go 5-1, but we've been saying that for a long time. Last time we had an episode, they were supposed to have a certain record in a little span, and they didn't do that. So
Exactly.
I don't know if they'll go 5-1, but I could see them going 3-3 or 4-2. I think that's strong enough. I think if as long as you don't have to play 2 play-in games, the Lakers specifically, I think they'll be all right.
That's where my problem is. I think for their success, they need to finish at the very least 7 or 8. If they finish 9 or 10 and have to play in that playing game, that's literally win or go home. And it can be an off night or so. You know how basketball goes. It could just be a night where maybe they mess around and play OKC and Shy go for 45 or something in a game winner, and it's like
what can you do?
What can you do? So they definitely need to do whatever it takes to stay in the 7, 8 spot. If not, maybe push for the 6 if the Warriors slip up. But honestly, I don't think the Warriors are about to slip up because they see that the Kings are basically locked into that 3rd seed. They want the Kings. Everybody wants the Kings that's trying to fight for that 6th seed. But everybody wants the Kings because they know they can't guard anybody. So that's definitely. It's gonna be interesting, man. Tomorrow gonna tell a lot. Can the Lakers just get over the hump of getting over 500?
We're gonna
If
find out in a
they
little
can
bit
win
over a week.
tomorrow, maybe it can be that could be the game that really turns around because they ain't seen a winning record in so long they don't forgot what it looked like.
Exactly.
It's a whole different roster that's never this roster's never had a winning record, essentially. Besides LeBron and AD. That's about it. That all they know is being 500 or a losing record, essentially. So that's gonna be interesting, man. On the flip side, a team we were touching on that's miraculously fallen out of the play-in, the Dallas Mavericks. Can they get it back on track and get into playoffs? Direct quote from Kyrie said the playoff seeding right now with us kind of looks like a clusterfuck. And then like a week ago, Luka was saying, he's not even enjoying playing the game of basketball right now. He's not smiling anymore. Things have gone south in Dallas. And I know people want to blame Kyrie, but it's not Kyrie's fault. They literally just can't play defense. But do y'all see the Mavericks being able to get back in the play-in, or is this whole season a waste? And then it looks even worse when you make the trade for Kyrie at the trade deadline. And while you were in the playoffs at that point, now you're out of it.
In a perfect world for me, I see the West ending, well, at least with the last from 7 to 10, I see the Lakers, the Mavs. No, I take that back. The Lakers, the Thunder, the Mavs, and the Timbs. That's how I see it in the perfect world. Because I'm looking at the Mavs schedule, and out of all the teams we talked about so far, they have the easiest schedule to end the season, bro. Like, they got the Heat, they got the Hawks, then they got Sacramento at home, the Bulls at home, and then the 19 and 57 Spurs at home. I don't think those are teams that Kyrie and Luka should be losing to. I think they could finish the season pretty strong. Like, they probably could go 5-1. And they probably they can make the play in at a higher seed. They won't have to be 9 or 10. I don't see the Tim staying where their spot is at. I don't see the Pelicans making the playoffs at all. Like, so I think there's plenty of room for the Mavs to move up with just a few wins, and they should really win more than 3 games. These last few games they have.
They should, but with the Pelicans, I mean, I think isn't Zion potentially supposed to maybe come back for this last?
He was practicing before this game, but he ain't on the court, bro. It honestly, unfortunately for Zion, bro, I don't see it no more. I've lost it. I've lost the luster that whatever he had on this, like, yeah, he came in the league most efficient, whatever it is, but bro, we know you big. That's gonna have to change.
That's a crazy lie.
That's so crazy.
Please don't cancel me, bro. It's not enough. It's just like he is a bigger dude. Like he has to slim up, bro. The way his style of play is not meant for that body size, bro. That's gonna be a problem in the long run. Even if he do come back for the next couple games, who's to say he gonna be there for the entire playoff run? Like, you just wasted a whole team's position because you wanted to win a couple games and then get swept in the first round because Zion knee went out. Why y'all think that?
That's the other thing. All these teams that are on the back end in the 7 through 11 spot, I guess maybe take out Dallas and OKC, but the Lakers, New Orleans, Minnesota, they all, like, you're hoping and praying they can just win the games to make it. But then you're also, in the back of your head, you're also hoping and praying that one of these star players don't get hurt.
Yeah.
Suns too, with KD and Booker and CP3.
Same with OKC and Shea. Jalen and Josh not going to take us too far.
Well, I'm saying Shea, he doesn't have like a big injury history. Like, he
That's
relatively
fair. Yeah.
good. These other guys, it's like KD, it's to the point where he's old, he's getting injured. I mean, we just watched him get injured in warmups. Like, his ankle damn near gave out in warmups. AD, I mean, every time he winks the wrong way, I turn away from the TV like, oh my God, is this the one that's gonna take him out the game? The other night he jammed his finger and he was bent over for like 3 minutes, and I was like, "Bro, is this man's hand broken or like is he about to be out the game?" Then LeBron, I mean, I know he says he's good and healthy, but sometimes it's hard to take this man serious. Talking about, yeah, I went to the LeBron or foot doctors. I'm gonna be all right. Like maybe he stepped the wrong way or something. Devin Booker, his hamstrings, he's got problems with those. Chris Paul looked like he's 45. Honestly, if the Suns don't make any noise this year, honestly, they might get rid of Chris Paul and try to go younger somewhere.
Oh
so
yeah.
optimize their talent, because Chris Paul don't even look like Chris Paul really anymore. And like I said, New Orleans, Zion, he just land with such force. His whole body be broken down with, as Chris said, how big he is. So it's a lot to worry about with these teams, man. And that's why I can't even take any of them really serious, because you never know with them. Like, it's one of them could be gone just like that, just from injuries. So for me personally, I think the Mavs might be able to squeak in. Now, obviously, they're gonna have to do a complete 180 from how they've been playing, but with New Orleans or OKC, I could see one of them possibly slipping up for a game that lets the Mavericks squeak back in and get that 10 seed. Now that's gonna be something funny if the Mavericks mess around and make it in as the 10th and the Lakers get the 7th seed, and then like say the Lakers lose and the Mavericks win or something, and now they playing in the final playing game for the last spot. That would be crazy. Because then I could see something stupid happening, like Luka and Kyrie both going off for 40. And next thing you know, the Lakers out the playoffs on some stupid stuff.
Playoff Kyrie and playoff Luka, they different dudes, bro. They not the same.
Yeah, so
that's crazy. Ooh.
I don't know. The Thunder kind of got a tough little schedule to end the season too.
Yeah.
They end the season with the Suns, the Warriors, the Jazz, and the Grizzlies. Now maybe they'll get lucky and the Grizzlies might not be playing for anything the last game of the season. But at the same time, like, I think there are 3 games outside of Denver. So, I mean, unless Denver slips up, Memphis really won't be playing for anything, so to speak. But they could easily drop all 3 of those, maybe. And they can win them too, because the Thunder been hooping. But this literally gonna come down to the final games of the season. So
we got the Pacers tomorrow. That's should be
a high scoring game. Well, no defense will be played in that game. I know that. But yeah, man. So I know the agenda I sent y'all got the last question, but before we get to that, I want to touch on the playoff standings currently, and then let's take a look back at what we said prior to the season starting, because some things we might have hit on a little bit, other things we were way off, and obviously that has to do with some of the injuries that happened throughout this year, man. But we're gonna have a chart that has all our picks. We picked all the standings 1 through 10 for East and West. That's gonna pop up somewhere in this video. I don't know where. Here, looking at, but yeah, man. First seed in the West, we were all wrong and we were way off. Me and Cam had the Clippers. Chris had the Warriors, and then on the flip side, me and Chris, I had the Warriors in second. Chris had the Clippers in second. Cam had the Nuggets, so he was right there. Nuggets are in first place, so he was right about the Nuggets being cold. We were way off, man. Clippers, they started off the season load managing, which was crazy. Then they weren't playing good. They kind of got it together here lately, but then Paul George just went out with, thank God it's only a sprained knee. It looked really bad live, but we don't know his time frame for returning. They say, he'll be reevaluated in like 2 weeks when the season's over, but there's no guarantee he'll be back for the playoffs. And they might match up with the Suns in a 4 or 5 game or 4 or 5 matchup. So KD could easily take advantage of that if you got KD and D Booker and you don't got PG to help Kawhi out there. And then the Warriors, who they're looking semi-decent now, but they really just been getting lucky. I mean, we did just watch them blow that game versus the Timberwolves last weekend, being stupid. They're in the 6th, so we're way off there. I don't know. I don't know what happened. We were also pretty high on the Pelicans. Obviously, that's Zion. He can't stay healthy. Then the Pelicans just went to guard that. I mean, I think there was a good portion of the season they didn't have Zion or Brandon Ingram in the
Yeah,
lineup, so you can't really knock them there. But it's like,
they lost
dang.
like 10 in a row or something like that.
Yeah,
at
they
that
went.
time.
They went. They literally went. They were at first seed in the West. Zion goes out, then Ingram goes out, and they went all the way to like 10th or 11th in that span. So that was unfortunate for them. I feel like if Zion would have been healthy and Ingram would have been healthy, even though now that's obviously like a big thing to say, but Zion staying healthy, I feel like we could have potentially been right about them. I think they're still a solid
Yeah.
team. They just got the unfortunate luck. That's
Yeah.
really is what it is. On the East side, I mean, we were accurate, except Cam. It's not necessarily his fault either. He had the Nets finishing second.
Oh yeah.
I had
Obviously,
him third.
I had him fourth. So I mean, obviously that was a completely different Nets team. Kyrie and KD left out. But Celtics, Bucks. I had Celtics number 1, Chris. Celtics, Cam, you had the Bucks. So that's all right there. Good. Did have the Cavaliers in second for me. They've been good, but I still don't know if I could trust them come playoff time. It seems like it's too much of Donovan Mitchell and not enough consistency anywhere else.
Yeah.
But let's see. Oh, that was one that was really bad for me. Remember, I said my Rockets were gonna make some noise this year. They were gonna find a way to the 10th seed.
Dude, I thought they was too. I put them at the 10 too.
Oh yeah, I do see that. Look, Cam had the Kings in 10th.
Oh gosh, yeah. I didn't look at it again. I didn't even have the Suns even in the top 10.
Yeah, he was crazy for
I
that.
had the
He was
Suns.
crazy for
Okay,
that.
I had the
I'm not
Suns
gonna
all
lie. I'm not
covered.
gonna lie though. That's not a crazy pick until they make the trade for Kate, because the Suns were really bad this
They
year
was
until
really
they made that
bad.
trade.
Oh, but not in the top 10 at all. That's
Okay,
crazy.
that was outrageous. But
That's crazy.
if they don't
They
make
was
the trade
bad,
for
man.
KD, the Suns weren't gonna do anything in the playoffs this year. I don't
Yeah,
think.
no facts. Yeah, no.
And they still might
probably
not.
playing.
They still might not. Yeah, because KD and
But
he still ain't even meshed for real.
yeah, I mean, I think we was kind of accurate, or at least me and you, Chris. We had the Lakers 8th and 9th, respectively, and that's kind of where they sitting at right now.
Probably where they gonna be.
Yeah, Kim had them coming in at 7th, so who knows? Maybe they can make that final push. But yeah, man, like I said, I'll throw it back up on the screen if I didn't keep it on. But this is how the playoff standings are what we had, and then what they currently are here. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it's been an interesting season nonetheless. And the West, honestly, it is wide open. It could be that, Ja was right. They good in the West. It could be somehow KD and them get it together, even though they played like 5 games together. The Lakers could miraculously go on a run. They could miraculously miss out on the playoffs. I really don't know what's going to happen. I just know whoever comes out the East is probably going to curb stomp whoever comes out the West in the finals.
Yeah.
Whether that's the Bucks, Celtics, 76ers, I think the East wins the NBA Finals this year. And right now, even though today the Bucks just got whooped by 40 at their own place versus the Celtics, I'm going to cut them some slack because they're coming off a back-to-back yesterday. They played the Pacers, and that was a high-scoring, energetic game. Figured their legs come out.
Too.
Yeah. Drew Holiday had 51, Giannis 38, but, sure, legs came out tired a little bit, and the Celtics jumped on them early. But despite all that, I really still believe in my heart of hearts. I think the Bucks are finna come out and whoop everybody come playoff time, and Giannis gonna be a 2-time NBA champ, 2-time NBA Finals MVP, and it really shouldn't be a debate anymore about who the best player in the league is, because now people are trying to throw in Jokic because he might possibly 3P, but despite whoever wins MVP, him or Embiid, Giannis is still the best player in this league, hands down. I mean, he's really having the MVP season himself, but the voters have fatigue with him. Not Jokic, though. We'll get to that conversation later, but the next question before that is, me and Cam kind of were having this argument this morning. And I want him to say it with his chest loud and proud and why he thinks this. But like we were saying, the Kings are basically locked into the 3rd seed, it looks like. And the Warriors, if they can just maintain, they'll be the 6th seed. So that'll be the matchup in the playoffs. The Kings just ended a 16-year playoff drought, which was the longest in any of the major 4 sports. They're going to make it, but they can't play no defense. If they get the Warriors in the first round, they're out of there. Cam, on the other hand, thinks that the Kings would beat the Warriors in a 7-game playoff series. And I get it. The Warriors have been terrible on the road. But if you got the playoffs versus Steph, Clay, Draymond, Poole, all them defending NBA champions versus the Kings who ain't never been there before, and you tell me you're going to take them, how do you think they win and how many games? Because if they win, it can't be nothing less than 7.
Probably 6. I think 6.
Crazy. Oh my God.
But it's really not a crazy. It's really not.
Okay, but
I
hold
want
on.
you.
Now,
I
you
want
gotta think about it, Bryce. You
I
gotta
want you
think
to.
about it.
No, time out. I want you to say it in the camera so I can add it as a clip.
Oh,
The Kings
say
will
less.
the Kings will beat the Warriors in 6. That's what you
The
said.
Kings, the Sacramento Kings, will beat the Golden State Warriors in 6 games in the 7-game series.
Oh, I hope we get this matchup out.
It's crazy because you can't take that back. Like it's
Oh no, this is going on the internet. It's there forever.
It got it, man. It has to,
bro.
I think they can, man. Listen. Yes, they're a young team. Yes, they haven't been there before. But I mean, everybody has to start somewhere. Literally, everybody has to start somewhere. It just so happened to be okay. This Warriors team is in their way. They're, most likely they're gonna have to play these guys. So I mean, it's no running away around it or whatever. Yes, I know they play bad defense, but they literally have the best offense we probably seen in a minute now.
No, they literally have the best offense in NBA history on a points per possession basis. Like it's literally the best in NBA history. So I give them that.
It's insane. And I'm telling you, if it ever comes down to like a 4th quarter bucket, I'm taking De'Aaron Fox this year. De'Aaron Fox. I'm taking De'Aaron Fox this year to go out there and get a bucket for his team. I mean, we've seen De'Aaron be De'Aaron for so long now, and it's finally he's finally just showing up in the NBA. So, they got him, got Monk hooping, coming off the bench or whatnot. Murray, he looking incredible. But they're a very good home team. The Warriors, I mean, like, they're a really, really good home team, and the Warriors are
terrible.
Probably like the second or third worst.
They're the second worst behind the Rockets.
The Rockets. That's saying a lot. That's really saying a lot. Like I said, second worst away team in the league. The Kings are even a really good away team. So it's like I can see them win a couple of games on the road versus the Warriors. And I'm gonna say this might not mean a big deal, but if anybody knows the Golden State Warriors better than any coach in the league, it's Mike freaking Brown. And I feel like we don't give Mike Brown his flowers a lot. Because if you look back in the day, he took that Cavs team. I know they had LeBron James, but other than LeBron James, who did they have? Big Z. Okay, they had Big Z. They had Mo Williams. They had Boobie Gibson. I mean, like Drew Goodson. I mean, they had a bunch of nobodies. And he took that team. They won 6-3 games. Took them to what was that? The Eastern Conference Finals versus the Magic or whatnot. They couldn't get over that hump playing against the Celtics all those times. But if anybody know the Golden State Warriors, it's Mike Brown. Mike Brown is a phenomenal coach. I think he's a better coach than Steve Kerr. In my opinion, I think he is. Steve Kerr just kind of benefiting off of like
Steve Kerr's had the luckiest NBA career player and coach.
Played with a GOAT. got the GOAT on a team.
Like, yeah.
So, I think he can outcoach Steve Kerr to an extent. But I think they can win in 6. Call me crazy.
Bryce, I'm not gonna lie, bro.
I think
He
they
makes a
win.
great argument. And I agree with you. Like picking them over championship Clay, championship Steph, shoot, championship Draymond. Call it what you want. Championship Jordan Poole. Yeah, that is a crazy pick. But all it takes is just one night for Curry and Clay to be off. We know Jordan not going to carry them over the scoring that the Kings finna deliver, bro. Like they gonna have to score a lot.
They gonna have to score.
And they have to do it like consistently. And that's one of the things that we've seen with the Warriors this season. And we know that the playoff Warriors are different. We know that.
Yeah, we know that
But
for sure.
from what we see with the season, that's something they have been struggling with is being consistent and making points. So I can see where he's coming from. Would I put my money on it?
No,
Hell
exactly.
no.
Exactly. he said all that to sugarcoat what he was really about to say.
Hell no, I put my money on it. But I think it is doable. I give it like a 60%, 40% chance type deal, like 60-40. Like Kings got 40% and the Warriors got 60. And honestly, it should be as the Warriors, it should be like 80-20. Like they should wax the Kings. But I can see the Kings winning like 2 or 3 games and maybe 4 if they can pull off some road upsets. Because it's definitely possible. Them home
Now,
games gonna get won.
now,
They
right,
gonna get won.
before you go. Now, I want you to tell me how many games you think it'll take for the Warriors to beat the Kings.
They'll get them done in 6. Let me tell you. So if this is the matchup, game 1, Golden State's gonna know how big it is. It's gonna be a big moment for Sacramento. First playoff game in 16 years is at home, and they're gonna be light the beam, light the beam. Warriors gonna come in and they're gonna light up that ass.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be so eye opening, and the series is gonna be over right then and there. That's gonna take all the spirit out of them because it's gonna be one of them games where the Kings might be hanging around or playing really well, and then it's gonna come third quarter, fourth quarter. Steph gonna hit like a couple shots where it's like, man, this the playoff Warriors. You know they got Gary Payton the second back. That's gonna help. It's not gonna fix their defense, but it's gonna help them a lot. They've been missing that. Especially, I'm banking on Andrew Wiggins probably doesn't play again this season with whatever he's got going on. But I think they're gonna go into Sacramento game 1 and basically crush their soul.
I'm sorry, that's not funny.
Why did you smile, bro?
That's what I'm saying, that's not funny.
Why are you laughing? You laughing about Wiggins?
Yeah, all I'm gonna say is Buddy going through it. God bless him. God bless him. God bless
Bro,
him.
relax. They said that as a rumor.
I pray to God that's rumors.
Bro, people just say what they want on the internet and just run with it. Ain't no way.
Lord Jesus, I'd be in jail right now. I'd be in jail for a double homicide for sure. Maybe triple homicide. Maybe triple. Might have to kill the baby too.
Oh my God. Yo.
Right.
Oh my God.
I'm crying, bro.
Oh.
Oh,
I can't fool with y'all, man.
Yeah. Whew, okay. But no, okay. I think they will win game 1. And I think it would be in a soul-crushing way. I can see the Kings bouncing back game 2. But the Warriors would already know they stole the one game they needed. Then they would go home. They'd win both games at home because the Warriors are a really great home team. They complete opposite from away. And you know the Chase Bank Arena going to be rocking. And they going to be hitting everything at their house. Like, you know, they going to be shooting from damn near the logo. Steph going to be turning around, sleep. And it's just going to be nothing you can do about it. Jordan Poole probably going to go crazy just because. Then I think they'll come back to Sacramento. Kings will whoop them there game 5. And I think Warriors come back home, take it game 6. And they out of there. And it's a great season. got a lot to be proud of, but it just sucks that that's going to be your first round matchup the first year you make the playoffs in 16 years. You got
That's
to face
tough.
the reigning
The
champions
defending champs, yeah.
who have looked off all year. They have, but I just know they're coming into form right now enough to where they'll be able to knock out the Kings. I can't see like last year, the young team was the Grizzlies. Like, oh, the Grizzlies going to handle the Warriors. And I know people will be like, well, Ja got hurt. The Grizzlies weren't going to beat the Warriors in that series regardless. If the Grizzlies couldn't do it, I for damn sure can't see this Kings team doing it. They just need to build, I don't know what piece they need to add or maybe what they need to switch up. But if they could just get a lick of defense next year, then they're really dangerous. But as for this year, they just got to hope they outscore somebody. And I don't see them outscoring the Warriors in 7 games, let alone 6 in the playoffs. Like, I think the Warriors, that's not the game you want to be in with them.
It's gonna be an interesting series, bro. It probably is whoever gonna win that road game first, whoever can steal a game first. That just puts it gives the Kings more pressure though, because them home games gonna be theirs first. So they gotta defend immediately. Golden State get some time to, kind of get into their playoff groove. You make a good argument, Cam.
You
I
did.
ain't gonna lie though. If the Warriors do win, I can't wait to use that excuse. The Kings are too young. The Kings are too young. I can't wait to use that excuse, boy. Woo, because Lord knows I'm gonna use
I
it.
already see. As soon as we recap after game 1, Cam will come, bro. I mean, it's just they young, man, but they gonna be ready in the future. Just wait on it. But yeah, I knew the Warriors would win. That's what we gonna say. But no, I got the clip. That might be the first thing I put on the promo video for this. Is the Kings will. You was looking at the camera there. The Kings will beat the Golden State Warriors in 6.
My mama.
But yeah, man. And with that, we come to our final topic. Who is this year's NBA League MVP?
It's obvious.
It was Jokic was like a negative 300 favorite like a month ago. Then the Nuggets went in their slump. Joel Embiid was going off as he has been all year. Then he became the favorite, and then because Joel Embiid sat versus the Nuggets this past week, they're back even because apparently that game determined everything. So who's your NBA MVP? I'm gonna let you go first, Chris. So I already know where me and Cam are coming from. But who you got?
Joel Embiid.
Why is that? Why is that?
Bro, bro, I told y'all this a while ago, bro. Like, whether it's real or not, like, scripted, and we all had our arguments about like how the MVP race goes and stuff like that. If I'm Adam Silver, bro, I'm not gonna pick another MVP that's gonna lose in the first round, bro. Like, I'm not gonna do that 3 times in a row. You got a center, and we've been talked about this already, so I'm really just regurgitating what we talked about. But bro has been balling. He's been hooping, and he's been winning. And this year they've been winning for real. Like, they've been doing pretty well. And the East is tough, bro. Like, it's pretty tough. Like, them first, I'm gonna say 5 positions. So Knicks, Cavs, 76ers, Celtics, Bucks. That's a pretty tough conference to be in when you're trying to be a high seed. They underneath the Bucks, who already won a championship with that same team, and the Celtics, who was just in the finals last year. That's a great position to be in for a team that people was really talking down on when the season started and at the end of last season. Joel is a big part of the reason why they are where they at. Like, James ain't putting up no crazy numbers. Tyrese Maxey is, but he ain't as consistent as Joel been. Bro, Joel can guard him. Joel is doing what Anthony Davis is supposed to do. That man is an MVP. Jokic, if Ja good in the West, of course Jokic is gonna be good in the West. But that ain't really a flex.
It's not no more nowadays.
Yeah. Well, Cam, let us know why you think the Joker is MVP, man. Go ahead.
You still think that?
Oh yeah, you know.
no,
No.
I thought
I
he
want
changed
you to
his
say it
mind.
with your chest. We were just arguing about this like 2 days ago, and you were
I
saying,
mean, he should be EVP,
"Okay,
but
we'll go with that. Say
no,
it and
no,
back
no,
it
no,
up."
no.
No.
They've been
Why
losing.
should
They've been losing. I don't know if it was on purpose or not, but they've been losing. He just set out this game. So I mean, it's gonna have to go to Embiid.
No, bro, nah. These are
But you,
historical numbers. We never seen this before.
Yeah, what
oh
happened to
yeah,
that?
facts. No, we haven't seen this before, but I'm saying, it's getting close now. It's getting
They
neck
the
and neck.
number one seed.
Yeah, but
They the best team in the league.
51 and 24 to compare to 50 and
50. Yeah, I was gonna
26.
say Philadelphia got the same record, damn near.
So
They're just in the East.
it's pretty much like hand in hand now.
So he
And
shouldn't be MVP.
no, not right now, because Jokic has been playing. I mean, he has been playing pretty bad. I don't know if anybody been watching. He has been playing pretty bad of late. They have been losing. Embiid has been going crazy. So I mean, as of right now, as of today, Embiid should be MVP for sure. But that shouldn't take away what
It's
It don't
not.
take
what
away. We've been
Jokic.
telling you this all. It don't take
Yeah,
it
you be
away.
like, you hate joking. I'm like, no, I'm just saying
No, you
it's
hate
time
Jokic.
to give Embiid his props. He need to be first team All NBA MVP. Because while we saying, well, we haven't seen a center do what Joker's doing, getting these weak ass triple doubles. We have not seen a center like Joel Embiid score this well. He's
It's not the
literally
same.
it's
It's
the
not the
third
same.
best scoring season ever behind Jordan and Kobe, and he's doing it as a 7-foot center. He's not. Jokic gets easy buckets. Jokic stuff be coming from the paint. He just got to put the ball in. Embiid
That's
will.
a bad thing.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying
No, you said it like it's a bad thing,
you
though.
you didn't let me finish. I'm saying we literally watching Embiid do crossover moves, step back, jumper, contested. Embiid is different. He shouldn't be moving like that at 7 foot and being able to score like this. He's shooting jump shots, contested, averaging 33 a game. We talking about literally only Kobe and Jordan have done this, and we talking about a 7-foot center doing this. The same way you say we watching the center get triple doubles. A lot of people can get triple doubles in today's NBA.
Not a 7-foot center.
We
doing
ain't
it with assists too. You
a
haven't
7-foot
seen that
center
before.
ain't been getting buckets like Embiid has it. See, this
Will
is
Chamberlain ass.
this is yeah. You see the NBA release the footage from all the 1990s through 99 NBA finals. If they had the footage of Wilt stuff, they wouldn't release that because then we would know, like, oh my God, this wasn't even a game. Like, this was just completely unfair. No, man. What we are seeing from Joel Embiid is completely different. And regardless, because now when he wins it, or even if he doesn't, Cam gonna be like, if they lose in the playoffs, Cam will be like, well, look, he's losing too.
Oh yeah, get ready.
He's always been bashed for losing though. If the Lakers get the 8th seed and get the Nuggets and they beat the Nuggets, what you gonna do then? No
way.
But you gotta look at it, man. The Lakers are a good team, man. Lakers can knock off.
They haven't been over 500 winning percentage in 2 years. If the Nuggets don't come out the West this year, especially with all the stuff we just talked about with how the end of the seedings is lining up, the Nuggets jokers need to get bashed until eternity. Like it's unacceptable if he doesn't make the finals this year. Since he's, the
finals?
Best. Yes, the finals. Who's the better team in the West?
That's
he gotta make it to the. I'm gonna say he gotta make it to the Western Conference.
He gotta make it to the finals for me. Fuck all that. He gotta make it. And who is consistently been a good enough team to beat this Nuggets team in the West this year? Nobody. Not one.
Let you say it. You gonna say the goddamn Warriors, man.
I'm saying I think a lot of teams can beat them. I'm saying as far as the season is gone, though, there's no better year to make it than this, especially in the year where it's an argument you might be a 3-peat MVP. You got to go to the finals, bro. There's no way. You got the best roster in the league, top to bottom. They got a deep bench. They got shooters everywhere. You got to make it, especially when the West is literally hanging on by a thread everywhere else. KD they coming into the playoffs, they will have played like 12 games together coming into the playoffs. The Lakers, we still don't know what we're exactly getting from them night in and night out. And you still got the possibility AD might get injured, LeBron might get injured. The
Warriors can't
Grizzlies,
guard 'em.
Grizzlies is probably their toughest competition, but they don't have anybody that can guard Jokic. So if that's the series, he need to take over. Who else?
But I mean, think about it. If the Denver Nuggets do match up with the Los Angeles Lakers,
AD need to cook him.
Yes, I know, and that's exactly what's probably going to happen because AD
and he needs to be bashed for that.
But everybody in the world knows Jokic is not a defensive player.
Okay, it don't matter about what we know. It's about what he's doing. And
that does matter.
We can't call him the best on the court and maybe the best center ever because he's getting a triple-double. The game goes both ways. If you can get a triple-double, but then your team can't count on you to get a stop,
if you look on social media, everybody has been bashing him about his defense because he's a fat 7-foot white boy that can't play deep. He can't move his feet. He gets overpowered by bigger guys like AD and Embiid and stuff like that. But on the offensive side, you can't guard him. And he puts everybody on his team. He puts everybody in the right position to succeed. Offensively, not obviously not athletic wise, but offensively, passing wise, he's damn near just like LeBron passing wise. He knows where to put everybody in the right spot. He knows how to get his shooters open. He knows, he gets double team when double team comes to him. He's making a crazy pass like a guard. We haven't seen nothing like this, man.
But Cam, imagine he make a crazy pass, right? And his teammates shoot an open 3 or a 2, whatever it is, and then he come down the court and Embiid just pulls up at the 3. Like the play that he just made don't matter no more.
Don't matter. Yeah.
I don't want that in a player, bro. Like I want somebody that's gonna play both sides of the ball, which is why he's not at.
That's just something like.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to let you know, Chris. Otani got 7 strikeouts through 5 innings already. So cash.
I should put 20 on it. Got my money back. I just put 1 unit.
But I'm sorry. Continue.
But no, I feel like since he's just such a offensive, he's just such an offensive X factor. You just have to live with him being so bad defensively.
Hell no.
You have to. I mean, because you can't take him off the court because he is the team. So if you take him off the court, then you're gonna lose the game.
But that's what I'm saying.
If they don't make it to the Western Conference Finals, bro, I don't know I brought this up earlier, but if I'm the GM, bro, I'm moving along. That you're wasting my money. I'm paying you this money for you to not take me nowhere. I'm adding pieces to the team and nothing is happening. Like sometimes you just gotta let that go.
Yeah.
It ain't working.
You gotta let the top 2 center in the league go.
Bro, he can't win.
That's what a top 2 center can't win.
Okay, so you gotta get rid of Embiid since he can't win. What are we saying?
I'm pretty sure I said that on one of the first episodes this year. I was like, if the Sixers don't do what they need to do this year, they might need to explore blowing some stuff up.
You can't get rid of those type. I can't see it.
How many
where would he even go?
For both of them, how many different teams can you put around them at this point to say, oh no, this is gonna be the team to get done? They have everything at their disposal. But I'm saying, as for Embiid, we bash that man every year. We bash him because he was injury prone. Then when he finally started getting healthier, he can't win in the playoffs. He can't make the Eastern Conference Finals. Then he gets Doc Rivers. Now he got James Harden. Even though last year Harden really wasn't himself and he was just now getting to know the Sixer system, we bash him because they lost. Now this year, if he wins MVP, especially, they're going to bash him if they lose to the Celtics or the Bucks, who are much better teams, I think. And as for Jokic, yes, he's getting the triple doubles and we never seen a center, but at the same time, we've literally seen this the last 2 years. So it's not that special, in my opinion. I'm not saying it's not good and doesn't deserve credit, but we've seen this. We know this is what Jokic does, but it's not producing anything come postseason. So it's time to not bash it, but open the dialogue. Like, hey, maybe he might be the greatest MVP that can't win when it comes playoff time because he can't guard and things like that. Because we don't have those discussions. Now we have been, because people have been so frustrated that Embiid was just like, they had Jokic as a 300 favorite with like 3 months left of the season, and Embiid is just averaging 33 over there and second and third in the East. And they were like, no, that's not even the question. Jokic getting, these triple doubles and the Nuggets first in the West, even though they got the same record. Give it to Jokic. This is his third MVP. No problems, no questions asked. Now it's like, no, need to be asked the questions. Can he win when it comes time to win? The only other 3-time MVP like that is Larry Bird, who's an NBA champ. And you think if he wasn't NBA champ like he was, we would have been dogging NBA historians would dog Larry Bird? Because, I mean, look at Charles Barkley. He get dogged on his own show. They'd be like, Chuck, this G14 class status, you ain't got no championship ring. You can't be in this discussion. Even though Chuck Barkley was one of the top 3-5 players when he was in his prime. But he couldn't win the big one. Jokic, you literally say he a top 2 center maybe of all time. Well, if he can't win the big one, what are we doing here? That's how we judge everybody. Even though it's not right, but we do it. We here. So
you got to be able to win, bro. You got to be able to.
And also, like
that's why I'm just saying Western Conference Finals. I don't want him to win a whole chip. Bryce saying the finals. He don't got to win a whole chip.
Yeah, if he gets to the finals and play the Bucks or something, I'm not expecting him to win that series. But it will be nice to see him in that type of game, just to see what he could do. But he can't make it there.
And it's not even his fault, bro. He didn't ask to be MVP. He just got given that. So now he got standards.
Hey man, give Jokic another superstar like a fucking KD or like a D-Book or like a AD or somebody like that. I promise to God he would be in the finals every year. He's doing this shit by himself.
Okay, so they say they get whooped or they don't make the Western Conference Finals this year. Does Denver start making calls to Portland? What's the trade package for Damian Lillard?
Yes, immediately. Yes. Send Jamal Murray, send MPJ. You gotta send some guys out. Go get a superstar. And if he don't do nothing with another superstar, then we could, yes. But till then, even like Luka right now, Luka should get some bash right now. Cause I mean, yes, it's it's still Kyrie and all that, but Kyrie we all know Kyrie's like a superstar or at least like an all-star at that. They're not really doing nothing right now, so
yeah, but we know they suck. They know they suck. So it's like you don't really gotta bash them. They suck.
Yeah, but we put Luka as like a top 3 guy in the league right now.
But I mean he did get
Luka
bashed.
different because he's doing something that we didn't expect.
Well,
we got expectations for Jokic.
I'm on the other side.
Expectations now for Luka for sure.
I'm on the other side. Luka been getting bashed. The first couple years he was getting bashed when they kept losing to the Clippers in the playoffs. Even though it was clear he's 20 years old going up against Kawhi and PG with nobody really, and he was losing, but he was taking them to Game 7 and literally he was carrying them to all the wins they did have. And then last year we see him carry them to the Western Conference Finals. He just ran into the Warriors. But he still got bashed, but I've seen him carry and get the job done. I haven't seen that with Jokic. Because granted, they made the Western Conference Finals in the bubble.
Yeah, I was about to say they made the Western Conference Finals.
That was Jamal Murray, even though he's not a superstar right now.
Oh my gosh.
Jamal Murray was literally going back and forth with Donovan Mitchell, 50-point bombs, brought him back 3-1 versus the Clippers. Like Jokic did his thing, don't get me wrong, but they don't make it that far if Murray don't drop 50. Solid. He was getting 50 points.
He was doing what he was. No, Jokic. I'm saying Jokic was doing what he's supposed to do. He was being a good player on the offensive side of the ball. Yeah, Murray was going crazy. I mean, it happens. Yeah.
I can't wait for these playoffs to start, man. I need to. Let's get it going. I want to be able to talk my shit. But yeah, man, that's the episode. Hope y'all enjoyed. Kind of a long one, but we missed the last 2.5 weeks or so. So we had a lot to talk about. We got a lot covered. I'm gonna get the details sorted out about this wager for the Final Four. Like I said, just to recap, I got FAU going all the way, winning it. Chris got Miami. Cam got UConn. And just because of that, I just know San Diego State is winning it all for
Gonna
sure
win it
now.
all.
Let me
Yeah.
go put my money on
Oh,
that.
God.
Like I said, tomorrow we're probably gonna try to hit up the Final Four experience. Unfortunately, Chris won't be able to because he gonna be driving from Oklahoma, so he won't be down here. But
Crazy.
yeah, man, NBA playoffs. Minnesota. Shoot, I mean, well, we'll be at the Final Four experience, but Ken, we really could go watch the game, the Minnesota Lakers game somewhere after that too. See that?
Facts.
So yeah, man, for sure, for sure. We appreciate y'all tuning in and listening all the way through. If you did, leave a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't enjoyed the content. Your favorite kids from the neighborhood signing off. I need it. And we out.
And we're knocking on your door. Can you give us something more?
I need